Small group leaders, man, I am so proud of you guys. We're 5 weeks into it, and man, we have begun to change the culture of small groups at Pine Lake Clinton. And you've done a great job. But what I want to do today is just to begin to stop and assess where we are. I think we've got groups at a lot of different points right now, and I want to try to get us all on the same page. And honestly, just 5 weeks into it, bring us back to our first meetings, our first leader trainings, where we talked about how we wanted to do some things differently this semester. The main thing we wanted to concentrate on this semester was beginning to come around the idea that we wanted to be people, we wanted to be disciples that learn, live, and lead after Christ. And so 5 weeks in, beginning to look towards the end of the semester already, I want to see where we are. Take a quick assessment and ask you as a leader to just assess how you're doing. How is your leadership and how is your group? What's it look like? What areas do you need to improve on? And what areas have you just done a great job in? To start off with the great job, living. Man, I know I've heard great stories of the way our groups are beginning to just put action to, man, our belief and our heart. I love where we are in that, man. The way we've been involved in the care center, the way we came around Serve Jackson Day. Jason Needham, his group have done a great job in that. I know our singles groups have spent a lot of time where we will go. Spent a couple of Saturdays downtown. They've just signed up to help with the compassion kits. So you guys are doing a great job in that. But I think a lot of our groups are at different places in that. We're helping with the care center, and we've done some different stuff. But I just want to ask you, where are you in that? As a whole, I feel like we're doing a great job. But how is your group doing? We asked at the first to challenge you that you serve once a month. How are you doing in that? The other two areas that we need to assess is, number one, learning. How are we doing learning from the gospel? One of Tim Prevost's lines he always says is, man, he hates it when he leads a small group and we never even open the Bible. And that's a great thought, man. How are you doing? Are you just popping in a DVD or are you getting in the Word? One of the things we said as a leader is we want you to lead out of what God's doing in your heart. So take time each week just to share what God's teaching you, what He's showing you in the Word. And then let them respond to that. Where are they in their quiet time? How are you doing? Just assessing where your group is and encouraging them and challenging them to get in the Word, to learn from God. We don't want to be about a DVD. We don't want to be about just eating supper together. We want to be about learning from the gospel. The third area, and man, I think this is a huge area for us, is to ask, man, leading out. How are we doing leading out? Are you finding someone in your group, man, that next semester starting in January that you guys can begin to split that group and they can take part of the group and we'll have extra spots? When we talk about leading, the other thing we talk about there is being invitational. And y'all, this is a huge area for us. When was the last time you as the leader or someone in your group brought someone to group? When was the last time they invited someone, whether it was a neighbor or someone they sat by at church or a coworker? When was the last time you were invitational with your group? I think this is an area that we need to improve on, honestly, and I see that with our attendance reports. We always start off great at the first of the semester, but even just 5 weeks into it, our attendance goes down. And man, I really want to see that be the opposite way. As we get more and more comfortable in our group, we begin to invite people, and our attendance just goes up all the way through the semester. So I just want to ask you, I want to challenge you with that. As a leader, how are you doing in these three areas? Learning, living, and leading. And then as a group, how is your group doing in these three areas? Do they know that these are the areas that we're wanting to focus on? How are they doing in their life? So take a second. Assess your leadership, and then assess your group. And man, we'd love to help you, love to encourage you in any of these areas. Give us some feedback of what we can do to improve our groups. And man, 5 weeks into it, let's make this a great semester. Continue to push on. Thank you for what you're doing. And man, we are praying for you as a leader.